What's Unpopin? Hey, welcome to the after show, Unpopin show. I'm T Storm, and joined by, as always, my brother, DJ Mike Swift.
What's going on, man? Look, off the top, I got to remind everybody, you got to pay the cost of admission as you come in the door. That's a subscribe, notification button, and share the show, share the episode, share it with your people. We're still in growth phase, trying to grow and build and continue to do more for you. So don't click them little buttons. Help your boy out.
Hit all them buttons. Anything around the show, just hit subscribe and yes. And
just don't hit the report button. Don't do that.
You can hit the dislike all you want.
Yeah.
Just don't hit the other. Yeah.
So did you hear, and this is a great way to kind of start the show, did you hear that YouTube is likely going to get rid of the dislike button?
Yes. I think they don't report. It doesn't show. Like, you can hit dislike and it doesn't show to everyone who disliked it now, currently.
There's talk of eliminating it. So there will just be a like button, which we have become, I'm sorry, forgive
That's
me in
so
advance. We've become such a candy ass society, right? Like, if you don't like it, you don't like it. And you should be able to say that you don't like it. And in fact, I feel like the dislike button is more helpful than the like button. The dislike button is a measure and a gauge of what you're doing that people don't like. So you can know to not do that again. When they remove the dislike button, the only thing left to people who don't like it is to not watch it. You don't know why they're not watching it. You don't know what it is. True. So 10 of your videos could be liked or whatever, and another 5 could be disliked. At least you have some sense to say the content we covered in these 5 shows, we probably should not cover that content because we got all these dislikes on it. But either way, I just, everybody gets a trophy, whatever.
Participation trophies. Yes. You're loved and you're good. Everyone's good. No, it's not true. But in any case, I did hear about that, and I think it's kind of silly. Some people thrive on dislike.
Trolls.
Yeah, thrive off of it. They say stuff just to get you to dislike it.
Fair enough. You're right. You are absolutely right. They do it and they get their engagement. A dislike is engagement.
Maybe I'll save this for later on in the show. Later on, in 20 minutes. Remind me to tell you about there was a round table about intercourse and what the Black community should not be doing.
Okay, yeah. Oh, we definitely gonna come back to that. But
all right,
while we're talking dislikes, and I know this is kind of an old story, but it's resurfaced again with the impending cancellation or ending of Blackish. The story has come out again that Anthony Anderson and Tracee Ellis Ross, the stars of the show, Tracee Ellis Ross did not like Anthony Anderson for about a decade, 10 years, all because of a silly joke.
What was do you remember what the joke was?
And from Anthony Anderson, quote, as we were, and this was, hold on, the 51-year-old comedian said that the two initially met when they hosted the Vibe Awards back in 2005. Okay. From Anthony Anderson, quote, as we were walking onto the stage, there was a loud sound over the speaker, and I said, Tracee, did you fart? The audience loved it, but what I did not know is how offended Tracee was by that comment.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are walking on to the Vibe Awards, which is the Vibe Awards, with at the time stand-up comedian, because I don't know if he does stand-up anymore.
I'm sorry, no. Let me go back, because I don't remember. I mean, he is a comedian. Don't get me wrong. I don't ever remember seeing Anthony Anderson doing stand-up before, though. He was a comedic actor. I never, and I heard somebody else say the same thing. Like another stand-up comic say, when did Anthony Anderson do stand-up? I don't ever recall seeing him do stand-up. Now, don't get me wrong. He is a comedian. He's a comedic actor. He is a comedian. But I don't remember a time seeing him. He may have done it before, but I don't remember ever seeing, like, can you pull up an Anthony Anderson stand-up special?
Look, I think I remember seeing him do stand-up, but it might be because all black folks look the same.
Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, my God. Okay. The views expressed are not necessarily those of all parties. Unpopular opinion show.
Oh, snap. So I did it. I mean, that was a joke, obviously.
Yeah.
I did a quick search of Anthony Anderson stand-up. That looks like him hosting a show. That's him sitting down to talk. Here's one.
I always thought I was husky.
He's doing stand-up.
I always thought I was husky until I dropped 37 pounds, and I realized
I've
I
never
was a
seen it.
fat
I'm not
ass
saying
by
that
the
he's
way
not
that
funny
people
or he's not a comedian. I just want to make
saw me who hadn't seen me, and I was like, God damn,
personally
man,
had
you
never
done lost
seen
the
it.
hell of a lot of weight.
Yeah, he was doing some stand-up there. So I don't know how much stand-up he's done, but I guess the point is he's a comedian. He tells jokes for a living. That if you are going to stand next to a comedian, you just know you might be the butt of the joke, pun intended,
Right.
or you might escape it. Or you might escape it. It just is what it is. And for her to be mad about that for 10 years sounds absolutely ridiculous to me.
Was she okay? So she was girlfriend famous at that point, correct?
2005. I mean, that's the biggest thing she's done, really, other than Blackish. She's
So
been
she was black.
done some
She
other
was
stuff.
quote unquote kind of black famous
Yeah.
at that point. Not, she was still working her way, trying to make it over to okay.
Yeah, so Girlfriends went off of TV in 2008, so it was still on TV at the time.
So she was still on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, good for her that she, still did the show and didn't let those feelings deter her from making a decision that would have impacted her life.
Kenya wrote that check and she was like, how many zeros? I did. We'll get over it. We'll bury the hatchet. But if it was 10 years, it happened in 2005. The hatchet was buried at roughly around 2015. So they were, that's about when the show came on the air, right?
That's when the show started. That's when they probably buried the hatchet.
Fair enough.
I'm mad at him. Hey, I got some money for you. Okay.
Look, she's like, I'm mad at him. Okay, we got some money for you. All right, I did fart. What?
And scene. So Rick Ross got some props for a TV performance he did. He played a part on The Equalizer, starring opposite of Queen Latifah. The show is Queen Latifah's show. Airs on CBS if you haven't watched it.
And let me just say, I'm happy for the Queen. Love the Queen. Glad she got that. Black folks doing things, women doing things. But it is a remake, not of the Denzel Washington movie, but an 80s television show with an old British white guy. So, which I liked The Equalizer back in the day, but I would have liked it better if they would have just made it her show and not named it The Equalizer. I think they could have done the exact same show and not co-opted The Equalizer name.
Nah, I think it's important to do that as well. I think it may not have been as big of a hit if it weren't called The Equalizer. Only because, it kind of gives you reference of what the show is, what actually is. Otherwise, it would have been a show like The Equalizer. And not The Equalizer.
This is where I have to shut up. Right? Like, just like you get into some situations where you can't talk about stuff. That is the most of my opinion I can give on that.
Okay.
I got golden handcuffs, people. What can I tell you?
Okay. All right. I'll let you. All right. But all that to say, Rick Ross got, he got some props for getting his Will Smith Denzel on that show. There's a scene, and I won't play the audio here, but you can check it out. There's a scene where he's sitting in jail. I guess he played a rapper that was in the street life and got out the street life, but he was in jail for what he did. He was, trying to get other cats to, not to go down the path that he and to take care of his family and all that good stuff. And at the end of the dialogue back and forth between him and Queen Latifah's character, he shed one tear. It was like the Denzel tear in Glory. That one tear. I wonder, or Will Smith's breakdown on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Why you don't like me, man? Talking about his father. Why you don't want me, man? Or
the even more famous Native American shedding the one tear for pollution.
Right. So that made me wonder how did Rick Ross get to that point? What was his motivation? How did he get there? And I kind of thought he probably thought, what if there were no more chickens? No more wings? Nah, no more chickens. If a restaurant runs out of chicken, somewhere on this earth, Rick Ross sheds a tear. There we have it.
Look, we were talking about Dipset in the other show and how I never really got into Dipset. I never really got into Rick Ross either. No. I mean, he made some records, yeah. And he had some stuff come off of Maybach that I thought was cool, some of the R&B stuff. But I just never really connected. As I think about it, I think with both of them, it's the image I didn't connect with, because the music didn't suck. I just didn't connect with the image.
I think Rick Ross early, one, I was always impressed with the style of music and the energy that he put out, right? Mm-hmm. It was entertaining to me, right? And the fact that he was a lot heavier also back then. It was this big, dark-skinned, heavy dude taking his shirt off on stage, showing his tattoos and everything, and was just like, I'm, taking the Notorious B.I.G. thing even further. The whole big, sexy, big black and ugly, but I'm sexier than ever type of thing.
But you know who did that before him?
Oh,
CeeLo Green.
I'll take it further than that. Who did that before him?
Who that?
Heavy D.
The overweight lover. Yeah. Rest in peace, overweight lover.
Yeah. So, but yeah, CeeLo took his shirt. Yeah, he would take his shirt off. I think CeeLo touching his stomach was a little more, he had
disturbing.
Maybe a little harder reach because his arms are so short. I'm kidding. I see the images that they put up, the memes they put up of CeeLo as a Tyrannosaurus Rex with the short arms. Why they do that to my man? That's the silliest thing.
Oh, goddamn. I thought I had purged those memes from my brain until you mentioned it, and it just came rushing back all at one time.
Yeah, man. That's too funny. Because his arms ain't really that short. It's just funny to see the cartoon of it.
And it's vid perspectives and that kind of thing, and it's size of his belly and the length of his legs. So I mean, he's yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
I'll tell you so. I'll tell you one thing. That's again, I'm always been impressed with CeeLo, even before I knew who he was. I remember, and I'm still able to do it to this day, picking his voice out of a group of voices. Mm-hmm. So on the TLC song Waterfalls, I knew he was on it. I can hear his voice because it's very distinct in the background, in the vocals. The don't call chasing waterfalls. No, I can't sing, but you get my point. I can hear his voice in that song. And other people I play it for, I'm like, can't you hear it? No, you don't hear it. I hear CeeLo's voice.
I'm trying to think of old girl's name. She was their vocal coach, and she also did backup vocals for them. I cannot think of her name. But she was the go-to person in the city back then for vocal coaching and that type of stuff. And I feel terrible that I can't think of her name right now. And I think she did a solo album some years ago. But shout out to her. You know, I'll find it and put it at the bottom of the screen or something to give her props. And shout out to Marquez Etheridge, who I think he either wrote or co-wrote that record. He did that one. He did Set It Off for In Vogue. So just shouting out, I mean, it just took me back. So shouting out all of the, you know, ATLians who did big things back then, man.
Quickly touch on this. Ayesha Curry came out to deny allegations that she and her husband, Steph Curry, have an open relationship. Something came out in the blogs that alleged that they had an open marriage of some sort. And it was silent for a minute. And weeks later, she hit the headlines saying, nah, it's not true. It's not true. That's, you know, don't believe everything she wrote. Don't believe everything you read. Do you know how ridiculous that is? Don't disrespect my marriage like that, please and thank you.
And in other news, a story came out where Steph Curry said, you can't hang out with Jada no more.
Right. Here we're gonna end y'all friendship right now. She's a bad influence on you.
We are not on that Jada and Will shit.
Not doing that. Not doing that. Okay. I think we're mature enough to have this conversation now.
Your call back. Okay. All right. All right. Here we go.
Right.
Round table of black people talking about sex.
Yes, actually, black women talking about sex.
Oh Lord!
And
is it too early for me to get a drink?
No, not at all. It depends on what coast. Depends on what coast you're thinking in. I said thinking in. That's the okay. Anyway. So the headline was, "Don't beat up the coochie."
I saw some of this. I saw a clip of this. Go ahead with it.
Yes. That's a remix of it. Oh, wait a minute. Is this I want the original. Let me see the original. No, not at all. Here it is. So a sex expert says men shouldn't be trying to kill the kitty cat. And so again, it's a little explicit language. But we're mature enough to have this convo. So listen.
Why are you trying to beat me up? Why are you trying to murder me? I want to be very, very clear.
Hold on. First of all, she's holding up a puppet vagina, by the way. There's a puppet vagina that she's illustrating this and talking with as she says this. So
hold on, before you hit play, makers of said puppet vagina, you're welcome. Sales are gonna skyrocket. Anyway, right. Go ahead.
There we go.
Why are you trying to beat me up? Why are you trying to murder me? I want to be very, very clear. The language by which we talk about sex in black communities is disturbing. We talk about, oh, I'm finna beat it up. I'm gonna shoot up the club. I'm gonna murder the Why are we using violent language to describe an intimate act?
Okay. I don't know. I want him to murder the
And that was comedian Danny Delicious that punctuated that. With that. Your thoughts on this, sir?
So I agree, actually. I agree with her. I think that thought process and that language is it could be damaging. I think, and this is probably going to sound bad, but whatever. I think it's more damaging for women to use that language, to have that expectation, than it is for men. And here's what I mean by that.
Okay.
Men gonna think the way men think, right? society holds men accountable and we then self-correct. So we will think the way we think, but behave differently. If women think that, like the comedian punctuated at the end, if women think that, then they're not driving the societal part of it that forces men to self-correct. So they say, I want them to, and I'm not going to repeat the language, I want them to, go 3 rounds and perform a knockout on my personal private areas. Then he's going to be like, all right, I was already thinking that, but I felt like I couldn't, but okay. And the connected piece to that is, generally speaking, men don't do things that don't work. So if it works, then he's going to go and try it with somebody else, and then it's going to keep going. It's going to keep going. So I agree with her. Now, to take the opposing argument of everything that I just said, they grown people.
Yeah.
They grown people.
I mean, there's balance to it. You know what I mean? It is thought provoking. You know what I mean? Because I hadn't really thought about it in that way, that this is violent language that, we're using. And I also hadn't really thought about, do we hear, white folks say the same thing? And
that is a great question. Please, white folks, leave comments about what that is, the type of language you use, because I don't know. I don't know. I've
never heard it. I've never heard it in my personal life, amongst friends of all colors. I've never heard that. I'm
just, because I have a pretty diverse friend group. Me and the men in that group have never had explicit conversations about intercourse with our partners. So yeah, I mean, we've talked about, I like this kind of woman, I like that kind of woman, and she's cute, she's hot, but never like, yo, I'm gonna beat it up. Like, nah. And then, like, a lot of them dudes is married too, so I ain't really finna be talking to them about what they do with their wife, Right. Right. If he came up and was like, yo, I'm gonna beat it up on my wife tonight, I'd be like, hey, I didn't need to know that.
Boundaries, brother. Boundaries. Huh?
I'm never gonna look at her the same after this. Like, ooh. Right. Yeah. Hey, Susan. No, I ain't gotta shake your hand. I know what you do with that.
Hey, Susan. Hey, Susan, that's something. I'm not gonna look at you in your eye today. So any case, but all that to say, I hadn't really thought about it, and it made me kind of do inventory. And I don't think I've ever heard it outside of our community, my conversations with, folks, So it's an interesting take. The sister at the end, Danny Delicious, comedian Danny Delicious, she meant that shit though.
Yeah, I can say I heard it in her voice. She's like, because I want them, that's what I want.
Yeah, she meant that shit. She's a comedian, but yeah, she was being authentic in that moment. And all that to say, there are women that like...
I was just about to go there.
More aggressive...
love making.
Yeah. It's funny to have to dance around language like this. But there are women, both women and men, that would, prefer to have, a little more aggressive technique. And, amongst grown consenting adults, what you do is your business,
I have lived a full life. We'll just say that. And more times than not, it has been my experience that more aggressive lovemaking was preferred. By and large, across weights, heights, racial groups, economic backgrounds, by and large, it has been more preferred in my own personal experience. There was one person, and I will not go too deep into this story because this really will get us kicked off of YouTube. She had a boundary that I would not cross. She had fantasies of being taken.
Whoa.
And
okay.
I was like, I can't meet you there. I'm sorry. Like, it's just some things I will not do. I don't think that was the cause of the demise of our relationship, but it certainly probably was the cause of her cheating on me.
Thank you for being honest, sir.
No, that last bit was a joke. I don't know if she cheated on me. I don't know.
Okay.
She seemed loyal. It just seemed like the perfect time for a joke.
Yeah. There's a scene I was trying to pull up that this was pretty funny, and I probably won't find it. But in Harlem Nights, where Quick shoots the girl in the bed, and he goes over to Richard Pryor's house or whatever. He goes, "Oh, that was quick. How was it?" He's like, "I killed her." Oh, you beat the coochie up, huh? It's like, no, I killed her. She tried to kill me, and I shot her first.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to put it down.
Put it down. That's some other language that you would hear in certain circles as well. The Rusty Trombone. I haven't figured out what that is.
I don't either, but I'm afraid of it. I'm good.
No, there's
The Rusty Trombone. Okay.
Are you familiar with the 40-year-old virgin?
Yeah,
movie?
I haven't watched it in a long, long time. Shout out to our friend of the show, Romney Malco, but I haven't watched it in a while.
There's a scene where the old guy lists a whole bunch of sex acts. I don't know if they're real or not, but I'll, as soon as the commercials stop playing, I'll share it with you all. And here it goes.
Don't let them bother you. It's okay not to have sex. Not everybody's a magnet. You, what are you, 25?
I'm 40.
Holy man, you got to get on that. Life isn't about sex. Life is about children and passion.
Yeah.
And the spirit.
Yeah, right? Life's about passion.
It's not about and it's about love. It's about people.
Yes.
It's about connection.
Connection.
It's all about connection.
Yes.
It's not about tossing.
Moose, just please stop.
Just relax.
That's enough. Party's over.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're laughing. If you're watching this on YouTube, you didn't hear none of that. Because all that shit had to come out.
If you want to hear the joke, hey, go to unpopinshow.com and pull the audio for the after show.
I Googled what it was, by the way.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna see if I can describe it with YouTube language.
Wait, no, I'm not ready. What? This a real thing? No.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, God.
All right. Okay.
Oh, my God. Oh, God. Okay.
I started this, so my fault.
Oh, I just got lightheaded. Oh, my God. Oh, shit. This is funny. Okay. All right.
You're okay.
This is from Google as the some results may be explicit banner pops up at the very top of the Google search.
Okay.
All right. Often used as the punchline of jokes, a rusty trombone is an intimate act which consists of giving your partner pleasure using your hand while also performing backdoor enjoyment on them.
I've heard enough.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I've heard enough. Hey, folks. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. The rattlesnake wiggler. I'm sorry. In any case,
let's Google that.
Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you haven't already, please subscribe and share and comment below. Please.
Oh God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
If you're experienced in any of those things,
DM T Storm at the real T Storm on Instagram.
no, I'm cool on it. I'm cool on it. Hey, again, folks. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
That's terrible. That's real shit.